12 things not to do in Portugal. Hey everybody, this is Dave in Portugal here, and today we're going to talk about the 12 things not to do if you don't want to look like a total goon. I've spent the last year traveling around Portugal, and I had no idea of any of the etiquette here, but I have picked up on a couple things since being here, and today I'm going to share that with you. Without further ado, let's get into it. Now, the Portuguese people are pretty forgiving and welcome to foreigners for the most part, but these 12 things might get you a little bit of the side eye. Number 1, do not speak Spanish to Portuguese people.
Oh, I started with the worst one. So, when I work, this is really funny. When I work, sometimes come like people like that are French or something like that, and I'm trying to talk with them, and they start talking Spanish with me, and I'm like. Also, one time they said me gracias, instead of obrigada or obrigado. Gracias. Let's not talk about it. Let's not talk about it.
Now, it's totally understandable if Spanish is your first language, as if you don't know how to speak any other languages, especially Portuguese, you might have to speak Spanish to be able to communicate, which is totally fine. But if you're from the United States and Spanish isn't a language that you're fluent in, or even your first language, it's better to just speak English. Instead of
Yeah, like a lot of us know more English than actually Spanish. Like, I don't know Spanish, but I know English. So, bro.
saying gracias, say obrigado for a man or obrigada as a woman. Learning a little bit of Portuguese can go a long way, and it will definitely be appreciated. Number 2, speaking of languages, don't
And Spanish people say like obrigado. It's really funny, but but it's better than gracias.
expect people to speak English. Now, a lot of younger people in Portugal have been speaking English and taught English since their young days in school. But that doesn't mean that everyone does speak English. There's a lot of people from Brazil in Portugal, and a lot of them don't speak English. So don't expect everybody in Portugal to speak English, because the older generations and more rural areas typically do not speak English. So once again, learn a little bit of Portuguese and it will go.
Actually, in my job, I'm like the English queen or something. People are always asking me, oh, what is this word in English? Oh, how do you say this in English? You know, I'm not saying that I'm like the best one in English in my job or anything, but like, you start to understanding that when people keep like asking you things, how do you say some things in English, and I'm like, and I just spill it out, because we have like people that are working there are not actually in Portuguese, and they talk English with us, and sometimes when someone is talking to them, just forget the word and be like, Nicole, what does this mean? How do you say this? Or even that people sometimes come to me like, oh, try to say this to that person, and then I'm like, so he's trying to say that.
A long way, and they will respect you for the effort. Give it a go. Portuguese is a very hard language, but you can learn some very simple terms like bom dia and easy things like good morning and different things that just make the situation better. Number 3, do not get impatient with people.
I hate that. We all hate that. You're such a calm. Sorry. We are so just a calm. I like. I think we are this calm country, calm people. Also, one time I don't know if I said it here already, but one time someone told me that Portuguese is like a really slow country. And I'm like, I take it to myself, like I talk it to myself. You are here seeing this. Imagine if you go to Alentejo. Alentejo is even worse. I'm not saying the whole Alentejo, but the Portuguese people are gonna understand the joke, I guess. I hope. But yeah, yeah. They say we are really slow people. Slow
From the
people. We
United
are
States,
just
it can
like that are calm and like, yo, hey, how are you? Welcome here. We are watching like 12 things to not do in Portugal, and I'm actually, we are just watching it, and that's it.
seem like Portugal is a little bit slower in some processes. Definitely not driving. However, it is important
Definitely
that the
not
process
driving. That's so real. We are so crazy. I am great. How are you? I'm like best of the best. Oh, why I ask it how are you? Yeah. Ah! I need to talk to you about the podcast because I don't know if you have so much time right now or you have or you haven't, but I have the whole time of the world. So I have the whole time of the world. So, anyways,
processes are different and you are in a different country, to slow things down and enjoy the moment because Portugal is very beautiful and the food is amazing. Have some
I do have a lot of time. Okay, so we need to combine a day. You
wine,
know,
have some espresso, enjoy your day.
maybe tomorrow is really early because I need to get some things here. But maybe Wednesday. Yeah, maybe Wednesday. Yeah, we can schedule for Wednesday, like at evening or something, like after lunch or something. Because then I want to do a stream. So yeah, okay, that's amazing. But
And
stay
slow
there,
things
don't
down a
go
little
away,
bit. Don't
please.
get impatient when things aren't going your way. It is important to have patience in Portugal, or you will just be setting yourself up for failure. Number 4, don't eat with your hands.
Huh? Wait, what? This is like a thing we do in the most. We do this a lot. We eat sardinhas with hands. We eat frango with hands. I mean, I'm not that kind of people, but like, we eat with, yeah, we eat with our hands. Like, huh? We even eat potato chips with hands. Like, if you go to like a birthday party or something, we are all eating with hands, okay? Not the cake. Not the cake, but we eat pizza with hands. Okay, let me see where it is going.
Portugal has an etiquette with the fork and knife culture. I have seen them eating pizza. I have even seen them eating burgers and french fries with a fork.
Wait, burgers? Oh, okay. If you are talking about the Portuguese burgers, yes. But like the burgers, you go to McDonald's or you go to like Burger King and you eat with like fork and knife. No, no, we don't do that. We don't do that. We just do that with the Portuguese burgers because the Portuguese burgers are that. Yeah, Portuguese are only this. Yeah, the big ones because the big ones are the Portuguese burgers. If you don't know, Portuguese burgers it goes like with this plate. We also eat francesinha with fork and knife. Now I'm thinking like francesinha is like a sandwich, something like that. You can put them inside of your mouth. Exactly. Actually, normal burgers, I can almost stop eating it. But it also, I have this thing, I think it's a Portuguese thing. If we don't eat with fork and knife, we use a lot of paper to always be cleaning our hands. Maybe it's right. Maybe.
fork and a knife. Now, things
Oh,
like bread
and when we eat cold fish. Oh, that's the worst thing. It's really good, but it should be weird to eat first thing with that. Yeah, you're right. Because he has the egg in the top. So how can you like? Uh, no, no. But as I was saying, eating cold fish, we get like our hands like really. I'm trying to remember the word. It gets sticky, You start it gets, you know. So we always have like this. Um, we are always taking paper just to clean our hands. Always, 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 always. Imagine cheese everywhere. God, God. I think things with sauce, we always will eat it with a knife and fork. But like burgers is not actually the question because burgers don't have like too much sauce. But for example, if you eat like potatoes with sauce, we are not gonna be like no, we eat with fork and knife. I don't care.
bread or
We are like
olives that are
this. If you don't
typical are
like,
totally different. But Portugal is a
I don't
very
care.
fork and knife culture, and so you might get some weird
Actually,
stares if you
actually, now thinking, sometimes I eat pizza with fork and knife. But sometimes when I want to get early, I eat with hands, and it's kind of disgusting. But it's not like actually just touching with your hands, and we have always a napkin. You grab it with your napkin and eat it like this. Put like your hands like bleh. Why? Why what? Why what? What are you? What are you? What are you talking?
you
Why?
are
Why
picking up your
what?
food to eat it, French fries
Like
or
that? We
pizza
don't do.
or certain stuff that, typically they do not pick up their
But
food to
fresh
eat.
fries? But fresh fries? We don't eat. Okay, if he's talking about fresh fries in a plate, yeah, I do. I'm sorry. I think I have like this princess thing, or maybe it's just my Portuguese blood. But fresh fries, when it's like, as I was saying, in McDonald's, Burger King, we don't eat fresh fries with like, a fork and all that. We don't do that. Okay, we eat fresh fries with hands, and I'll show the burger with hands. We can also see a lot of people like open the box of the burger and put it the fries on the other side, and actually the sauces we put in like in the paper that is in like in not table but the you know the thingy that we grab and I'm terrible at
Number
explaining things.
5, do not drive down one ways in parking lots.
Really, because I see a lot of Portuguese people doing that. I do that. You do. Oh, the sauce thing. Yeah, I think it's a thing we do. We like to separate and put it really pretty, like the fries on one side, the burger on the other side. Then the sauce is right there, so you can take your fresh fries and like because a fresh fry stays in a place, and not actually in a package that they gotta flow out to like the table and. uh,
So in America, in most parking lots, it's kind of a free for all, and there's 2 wide lanes where you can drive either way. In Portugal, there are 2-lane parking lots. However, to conserve space in the bigger cities or even some of the smaller cities, there's a lot of one-ways directing you into the parking lot and out of the parking lot. A good thing to look for is saída, which means
Yes.
exit.
Okay.
And that is the sign you
No,
look for
I
if you are
understood.
trying to exit and get
I
out of the
understood.
parking lot.
Oh, and be careful because that's a lot of different outs. And in Lisbon, it happens a lot. You have like sometimes it says like the north out, the sul out. So you need to remind yourself where you want to go and where did you in. Because if you want to go out in the same place that you're in, you need to be careful if you like in the north, if you in the sul, if you in the center. Because even us Portuguese people, we sometimes get confused. We got confused with that, so we don't know where to live, you know. And basically, a lot of people like to go to Colombo, shopping when you come to Portugal. So yeah, just be careful with that. Anyways,
Just make sure not to turn down the wrong way because it can cause a massive headache and confusion, and you might get in an accident. So avoid it. Number 6, do not make U-turns.
oh this
Unless it specifically designates so, I would personally not attempt to make a U-turn in Portugal. Every time that I have tried to make one, it has not ended well. In America, the streets are very wide and it's easy to flip a U-turn and turn around and go fast the other direction. In Portugal, the roads are a bit smaller and making a U-turn on a normal road does not seem like a good idea. There is just not enough space to flip around and get through fast enough, and you will probably be met by an angry driver wondering why you're in his lane.
yeah,
Or
they are.
worse,
They
you
are
might have an
wild.
accident. So
They are
avoid it
crazy.
altogether and do not make U-turns unless it specifically says there's an area to make them. The correct thing to do here is to keep driving until you go around a roundabout, which will spit you out onto the direction that you want to go in. Do not stay in the fast lane on the highway. In
I mean,
Portugal,
this one you actually can stay there for like a long of your travel, but try to put your in the other side sometimes, because it's not supposed to be in that side for the whole travel, but sometimes Portuguese do that a lot, a lot, because when we, like you said earlier, when we are driving, we are really wild, so we are just like, I'm not gonna be waiting for, I'm just gonna pass all these guys out because I'm stressful and I want to get out of this place. Anyways, I'm sorry. Anyways,
the fast lane is only meant for passing. So if
yeah.
you are driving in Portugal on the highway, make sure to use the left lane only when you are passing or going very fast. If you stay in the left lane, chances are somebody will come up behind you at a very fast pace and tailgate you until you get back over. I wish this was allowed.
Why calm down? Why does like our roads are so pretty? Like, para morder. Like, ow.
In other countries, as it is great
Hold on.
because I hate when people are going very slow in the fast lane on the highway. It's a very effective way, and I think it's a great rule. It is also against the law here to stay in the left lane while not passing. So make sure if you are in the left lane, you are only passing and getting back over. Number 8, this one goes for the men. Do not approach Portuguese women in public.
Don't do that. I think
Now,
Portuguese
even though
women
this might be
are
a
really
nice gesture,
crazy.
if you're asking for directions or something, you may get a strange stare as why is this person talking to me? This is a stranger. I do not know them. Stranger danger. Maybe if you're in a bar and a girl starts talking to you, this is a great time to start talking to a Portuguese girl. I don't care if you're frickin' Don Juan, man. Just don't do it. Avoid the awkwardness for yourself and everybody. Number 9. This one should be in every culture around the world, and most of it is. Do not disrespect elderly women. In Portugal, elderly women are the real bosses of the entire country, and they are held with
Yeah, they are the cameras of Portugal, if you don't know.
the
Yeah, the
utmost respect.
cameras.
If an elderly woman is in line behind you, offer to let them in front of you if they only have a couple of items. And if you're on transportation,
Also, do with everyone, not also with all. Don't do that with everyone and not also with older 80 ladies, because one thing that I really hate, I have to say this, is when I want to just buy a snack because I'm angry. I'm already angry and I need to eat. And when I'm about to pay, it's just this person in front of me. They like a full car of a lot of things to buy for the month, you know? And I'm like, I would just want to eat. I just want to grab my snack and eat. And I'm like there for like more than 10 minutes waiting for paying my snack. And that person could just say, oh, it's just snack. So pass. This person didn't even care at all. So don't do that with just all the ladies. Do that with everyone because we really appreciate it. Okay, if you have like this really big storage, if you are about to, if you are waiting in the line, just let people pass. Okay, it's just like two things. It's gonna take like 1 second, so you're gonna waste a lot of time. Okay, thank you. And also, if the person is gonna grab just a snack, it is because the person is in a hurry. So it happens sometimes that I almost lose at my bus because people didn't even wanted to look and be like, oh, you can pass. No, they just look at it and be like, oh, okay, bro, I need to hurry for my bus. I'm angry. So anyways,
offer them your seat. Number 10, do not forget your tennis shoes with good traction.
oh, don't
Lisbon
use.
and Porto are very steep cities, and the roads
All the cities are like this. All the cities are like this. If you see Portuguese girls, you're gonna see that we don't use so many of high heels. Okay, we don't have that thing. Even though if you go to like nightclubs and things like that, you don't see a lot of girls with high shoes. Yeah, with high shoes. No, it's not high shoes. Let's just say it correctly. With high heels. Yeah, with high heels. You cannot. You normally you don't see that. You probably see people or girls, more girls, yeah, using that like plentiform shoes, something like that, because it's more comfortable to go out of there. If that, yay.
here are made of stones, which can be very, very slippery, even
I'm gonna explain walk with high heels in a Portuguese street. So, walking in a Portuguese street with high heels is like, you know, I'm not even kidding because I tried it once and was the worst thing ever. Was the worst thing ever. So please don't do that to yourself. Don't do that to yourself. You're gonna suffer. Okay? You're gonna suffer. Please don't do that.
when they're not drunk. But it also rains a lot in Porto and Lisbon, which can make this even more a hazard. So make sure that when you come to Portugal, think about tennis shoes, not high heels, something that has good traction.
The QR code
Number
for
11. Don't drink like you do in your home country.
wait.
The Portuguese have mastered the art of drinking all day without getting sloppy. Portugal is not a cruise ship or a place to just get completely drunk and act a fool. Yes, the alcohol is much more affordable than the United States, and it is easy to overdo it. But have some respect and don't be that guy. That.
Yeah, nobody likes that guy, but it exists a lot of that guys. So you have to respect the older ladies, right? But it's a lot of older men that are actually this the bestest. They drink and they don't. Yeah. Yeah.
And
Oh, God.
lastly, number 12, do not expect everywhere to take a credit card. Now, most places in Portugal, even rural places, take international credit and debit cards. It's easy to see by the multi-banco logo when you show up to a restaurant. But not all restaurants and vendors accept a credit card. It's easy just to ask, do you guys accept multi-banco? Which basically means that they will take...
Or do you guys accept credit cards? Okay, you can keep it English. Because if we understand what you are asking, you don't need to say multibank, okay? Okay.
international credit cards or debit cards of your choice. Okay, those were the 12 things not to do in Portugal. Hopefully, when you come to visit Portugal, you will be able to have a little bit more etiquette and respect for their culture when visiting. If you want to see more videos about Portugal, I'll be posting a video weekly on this YouTube. Make sure